Hey everybody, welcome to Duster Club. Welcome to the daily UFD live stream. And we are continuing our series of dusters around the world. Today, we're joined by Brandon Arnold. He's from the country of Texas here in the United States. And if there's one guy who's walked literally 100 miles for UFD, it's Brandon. He does a daily walk and a great message of personal growth, spirituality. Before I go on too much longer, Brandon, welcome to Ron's Basement. Welcome to UFD Duster Club. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Ron. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on today.
Well, it's a big honor, man, because I think every single day you bring a smile to my face, and I know to the community as well with your daily walk. So the big pressing question is, have you gone for your daily walk yet today?
No, not yet. Man, this morning it was 28 degrees, so I try to let it warm up just a little bit before I get out there.
Yeah. And you do it every single day. I guess give us some history, and we'll talk about UFD and what got you into UFD a little bit down the road. But what prompted you to start this? Because it's become like you're a legend now in the UFD community. What prompted you to do this every day? And share that with us.
Well, first of all, legend seems like a very strong word, but I'll take it. I'll be appreciative of that. What got me started, man? I've always I go for walks. I take King, my dog, take him for a walk, and I'd go in the mornings, and sometimes I go in the evenings. Right now, I don't go as much with the shorter days and all
Yeah.
of that, but no, I go out and I don't know what prompted me to do it. I can still remember the day I was walking down the street and I thought, man, what can I do to be a part, to contribute? And
Mhm.
it was I was wearing my shirt that I received from, I think it was OX Dobbs whenever I got Duster of the Day, and it said, "I believe in unicorns." And I thought, man, I got to get over my fear of getting out there and putting myself out there. And I just simply said, "I believe in unicorns. How about you?" or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I got a positive response. And um, I don't know, that gave me the confidence to do it the next time and the next time, and just kind of kept on going with it.
Yeah. Well, I live stream every day, and I know that you've been doing this for every day for at least what, 100 days, 150 days, maybe longer. Have you
Yeah,
counted?
sometime in July. I don't know when it was, but yeah, it was
Wow.
July, and yeah, it was after the meetup and all of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, every day. I mean, whether I'm here at home. I was walking around the streets and here in my neighborhood, and I had a little 3 mile jaunt that I do in the mornings, and then thought, well, this is a little bit boring. I need to step outside a little more, and there's a trail not far from the house, and it also helped me with my distance. I walk about 4 miles each morning, so yeah,
Yeah.
I go down to the local trail and do that. And I do it sometimes when well, I do it all the time. I mean, I've done it up in New Mexico when I go up there. I did it when we went on a family cruise
Yeah.
for Christmas. I did it on the deck of the boat.
I, re-
Kind of
I'm going
wherever.
to interject. I remember because I commented on that one and I said that I was very jealous. So,
Well, it was that was interesting because I had kind of thought I'm not going to pay for the Wi-Fi service or whatever they have there on the
right.
boat. And
I hear you.
I, after the first day of trying to upload, I was like, all right, I gotta figure this out and make it work. I was on a roll, so I didn't want to break my streak.
Yeah. Well, I get it. Like I said, I've live streamed every day for, I think it'll be 4 years this February, or created. First, I started making videos every day. So I've either made a video or live streamed or both every day for 4 years on vacation, and I know the discipline that takes. And before we talk about that, I want to touch on something you said earlier, because I appreciate you showing your human side to our audience. That there was maybe a little fear, right? I mean, I don't think people realize that turning on a camera and shooting video of yourself may look easy, but there's actually fear involved, and and the mind can go to all kinds of places. Talk a little bit about that, and what. Now it's been 6 months. So I'm curious, like from your perspective, has it gotten easier? Has it? Is it? Is it? They always say, like, on the other side of fear are where a lot of good things happen. And I will stop rambling here in 1 second, but I want to point out that you are doing good things, right? Like, you're number one, you're going for a walk, which is good for you, right? I go for little walks. I don't quite go 3 miles most every day. But on top of that, while you're walking, you're delivering really, and they're great little, 1 minute, 1.5 minute, sometimes 2 minute videos where you're giving people, like, good spiritual advice, good life advice. I don't know how to really sum it up, but just the stuff that we all maybe don't have the courage, especially as guys, to talk about a lot of time, that we all deal with. And with that, I'll go back to my question about fear. Did it get easier for you over time?
Yes, it's definitely gotten easier. I mean, I think it's human nature that um, we all just want to be accepted.
Yeah.
We want to be accepted, and I think that for me was the biggest fear. I mean, looking goofy on camera or whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, look at me. I'm a 52-year-old man. I got long hair. I got a long beard. I'm not overly concerned about that. I go out there some mornings that hadn't gotten in the shower yet, and my
Right.
hair is kind of willy-nilly and all of that. But to get back to your question, has it gotten easier? Yes, it's gotten a lot easier. I finally, I kind of, I don't know. I feel good about these videos. I feel like they're bringing, I don't know, peace, harmony. I don't know what it is. Maybe just a
Yeah.
little good feeling to people's lives each day. And that's that's all I've ever wanted to do, is just bring joy to people's lives.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's gotten easier because the community supported me, and it's given me the confidence. I post a video on Instagram now, and on Facebook. Just I don't know. I feel like it's something good for people, and I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional, but
No, I'll tell
aren't
you
we
what.
all?
I'll tell you, yes, we all. I always say that we're all crazy, right? Everybody in this world is a little bit crazy. But what I thought of as you were talking is, what you're doing every day is like a little light bulb going on in the world, bringing some brightness, bringing some insight, bringing some. You used the word peace, harmony, acceptance, right? You're showing your human side to people, and that's what people want, right? Is to feel. I guarantee you, Brandon, there are people. I know there's people that feel connected to me, and to me, that's a big honor. And I say that with the utmost of humility. I know that people feel connected within the UFD community, right? Friendships, emotional bonds, however you want to say it. But I also know that there's people out there that feel connected to you every day. I always joke. I mean, I feel like I'm on a little walk with you every day, and that's bringing some some goodness to the world. And I think, and you said this earlier, right? Like, the people of the world, I think it's universal. I was talking with Vincent yesterday, the bullion duster, who he travels everywhere in the world. And I confirmed with him, and I've traveled quite a bit myself. Like, I don't care where you go. I mean, any corner of this planet, I think the vast majority of people are really good, want to just be accepted, and kind of just want all the same things together. And so what you're doing every day, and I'll repeat it, in my mind, you're part of the good side, turning a little light on for everybody, is good for our community, but is good in general, for what's going on in the world right now.
100%. I'm I don't know. One of the things that has attracted me to UFD is has been you, of course, in the community. Um, I feel like I share a lot of things with you, a lot of philosophical approaches, and one of those is believing in the good in the world
Yeah.
and in the good in people. And I believe that the majority of the people are good. They everybody may not be giving something, yet they want to. They just
Yeah.
maybe they don't know how to give it. And um, I don't know. That's yeah. The world's a lot better place than a lot of times that we see on TV
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
wherever. It's a good place to be.
Yeah, on TV, that's a great example because on TV, you and I right now I could switch over to CNN, pull it up on the screen, or any of the major news. All we're really probably going to see are the bad things going on in the world right now, right?
100%.
So with Web three,
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Wrong. I'm not sure what happened here.
Hey guys, I think we're still live. Hey, hold on a second. I don't know what happened there. Susie, can you let me know if you can see me on the screen? Over.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm relaunching. Hold on.
Okay, I think everybody. Hey, if you guys can see me and hear me, please leave a 5. Okay, Brandon's here. Brandon,
I didn't go back and enter the studio, man.
I think we're live. By the
And
way.
I don't see
Oh, sweet.
Okay, yeah, I think.
now I do.
Okay, we're back, baby.
Woo!
Woo, yeah. I tell you what happened, everybody. I think Brandon secretly shut the live stream down so he could go for a quick walk. I don't know. Well,
No way, man. I'm feeling good now.
yeah, we're back. We'll start over at the beginning. Hey, everybody, welcome to the live stream. No, so we were on a great roll talking about the good, and I think you were talking about that was what maybe like originally attracted you to the UFD project, to the UFD community. Does that sound where we were roughly?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I don't know, man. It's been a neat ride. It's been an enjoyable ride. Everybody's so welcoming, and
Yeah.
the good feelings. There's not a I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just it's a great place to be.
Yeah, the core of what we're doing. I know you were at the meetup here in St. Louis, and I think altogether we had about 30 UFD dusters who traveled from around the country to come to St. Louis. I also met a good number of UFD dusters at the Bitcoin convention last year, a different group of people, some few the same, but a lot of other people. I met a lot of people, interestingly, at the Bitcoin convention who came up to me that knew of UFD. Actually, two guys, I'll just say it now, I hadn't said in the past, but two guys that were like senior managers at Fidelity Investments that were, I was talking to these guys in the lobby. They're like, hey, Basement Ron. And, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, we love you, man. We follow you. We've been following your story. And everybody is on these like lanyard tags, and theirs were turned over. And I'm like, I talked to them for like 10 minutes and I'm like, well, who are you guys with? And they're like, oh, we're with Fidelity Investments. And, like, we love just following what you're doing, and we watch you and everything else. Anyway, back to my original story. We all met in person in St. Louis. And I say this every single day because I really believe that it's just one of the many factors that really sets our project apart, is that we all come from different backgrounds. We've got super successful attorneys in our community. We've got business owners. We've got all just the whole broad range of people, all different, socioeconomic. But I tell you what, the people, you said earlier, like, oh, I don't care, my hair, my beard, whatever. I'm like, I think you look great. Like we don't like, like the underlying factor is that one of the things that really sets us apart is just the overall quality of the people.
He's got the cleanest beard I have ever seen.
I think he heard you. So, but I mean, like we got like good people in this project, and I don't want to cast any shade on other crypto projects or meme coin projects. But I feel like the quality of the people just, when I think of like Elizabeth Grace and Bullion Betty and Taza the Duster, who I've never met in person, she's all the way in Australia, but just school teacher, and just like we're the people say I'm Mr. Rogers, but I think a lot of the people that are in our community espouse, if that's the right word, right? Like the fundamental ideas that Fred Rogers had, like, it's okay to be good, and you can also be really successful while you are good. I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing that is kept me around, I guess. I'm not one. I've been around crypto for a while, and there's a lot that it comes and goes, and um, I I don't know. As I've gone through and I watch and I see the people that are involved.
Yeah.
They're not just what I think of as, the trenchers, the degens that they're sitting in the not to cast any shade on you, but they're sitting in their parents' basement, you know, flipping. I guess I can say this, flipping shit coins for a
Yeah.
buck. They're good people that have real lives and real
Yeah.
jobs. And I mean, I bought into UFD, and it was January 6th, I think, is when I bought.
Yeah.
And I hung out and I watched, and I like I said, I've been around for a little while. I didn't go all in. I've done that before, and it, you know, it wasn't helpful.
Right.
And so, you know, I watched, I buy a little more, I watch, I buy a little more. I get excited. I started posting my good morning I did the unicorn good morning duster things that I would post in the mornings that have turned into my good evening
Yeah.
duster artwork, if you will, and, you know, AI generated artwork. But
Mhm.
um, anyway, it's been a progression. It wasn't an all in from the
Right.
beginning approach for me, but that's because I've been around the space for a while. But yeah, you know, getting to know you better through your live streams, getting to know other people through spaces. Um, I realize that there's a lot of people just like me that are involved in this, that are passionate about it. And going back to what we had said earlier, the idea of good.
Mhm.
There's a lot of good people here.
Yeah.
It's not people just looking for a quick buck. It's
Yeah.
people looking for a place to belong, a place to be a part of, a place to spread good, to do
Yeah.
good.
A,
So.
a place where they can feel that there's safety and
Mhm.
reliability. And you know, and as you were saying that, I also, it dawned on me, right, that, and nothing against, look, I'm first to admit, I have a very warped sense of humor. Susie
Mhm.
can definitely attest to that. You know, I mean, I'm an older guy. I loved the Jackass TV show and the movie when I was in my 20s, right? I mean, I love that stuff. But when you're talking about like people's money and community, it's a whole different thing. And I'm not putting down any of the degen stuff that goes on out there. I think it's funny, I think it's great. But as you want to build a project and build a cryptocurrency, and we are a cryptocurrency, right? I haven't said this for a long time, but you know, when I created Unicorn Fart Test, I knew I created a meme coin. I knew nothing really, you know, I was a little bit irresponsible. I knew really nothing of what I created. Um, and that was another one of the first things I remember when I Googled. I said, is a meme coin considered a cryptocurrency? And the answer I got was yes, absolutely yes. Like, we are a cryptocurrency. Yeah, we're a meme. Yeah, all that great stuff. But I think as more people, okay, like the meme coin sector has been degen dominated. And from what I have learned over the last year, for whatever, you know, the last number of years, and especially the last year, if crypto will continue to have big adoption rates and more of the normies will come in, they're going to be looking for coins where that resonate with them, right? And I think we've got a couple advantages there. Number one, we're real simple. We're powerfully simple. Okay, we are a meme coin. We have our unicorn, right? We don't have any fancy technology that we're promising is going to change the world that nobody can understand, right? I mean, our technology is our community. But I think the other big advantage that we have is that as these normies come in, right, they're going to be looking for more normie oriented coins and places where they feel that there is safety and reliability. And I just feel like our coin will be there with our horn shining bright, like, come over and check us out, right? And it's easy to understand. And I don't know, I get excited when I think about it.
Oh yeah, I mean it is. It's a great place to be. I mean, I don't know, if you want to be involved in crypto, you want to be involved in meme coin. Yeah, it's easy to understand, and we have a good group of people that are, I don't know, that are here, that show up every day that I don't know, we're pretty hardcore about this. That was the other thing that I watched for a long time is how many of these people are going to stick around. I mean, it was obvious from the beginning that you were on a mission. You were going to do this. You were going to be here. You're going to live stream. You're going to do what you say you're going to do. And
Yeah.
how many of the other people are going to do the same? And
Yeah.
you know, people come and go, and that's totally understandable. Uh, but there's a good core group of people that
Yeah.
show up day after day after day, and I don't know, they believe in this as much as I do, as you do, as you know, we do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and I think you said earlier you're 52. I'm 55, soon to be 56. One thing I've learned over the years, it's easy to get super excited about something, right? When you first get started. I mean, I am the world's, I'm more, look, I'm not, again, casting any shade on anyone in their younger years. Who may be doing that or may have done that. I mean, I did it many times. I got into something, and for the first 4 weeks, I was super excited, and then reality sets in, right? I mean, it's that way with everything in life, right? You get to a point where you're like, oh, this wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, and maybe it's not as fun as I thought it was going to be all the time, right? That adrenaline, whatever, some people call it the shiny red ball syndrome or the woman in the red dress. You hit that point where you have to think like, okay, am I going to stick with this? Is this a good long-term? Do I believe in what this mission or this project is on a long-term basis? Am I going to stick with it? And what I've learned over the years from observation of other people and through my own life is there is a massive, massive benefit, right, from having discipline. Right. When motivation fails me, discipline will not. Sticking with things, going through the different waves of emotions, whatever it is, don't think about it. Just keep going. And if you believe in your heart, and that's what I do with UFD, like I know in my heart that if I continue what I'm doing and the community continues what they're doing, that based on real simple economic rules of supply and demand, and the fact that our community really does create this utility, that the future looks bright, and just that there's such a, I guess the point that I was trying to make that I could have made in 5 words, but instead I went on for 2 minutes there, is that there's such big benefit in life to sticking to things, whether it's relationships, projects, whatever it is. Do you have any thoughts on that, Brandon?
yeah, I mean, it's funny, you know, you've got kids, I've got kids, I've got 3
Yeah.
of them. I've watched, especially my oldest, he gets excited about things like you're talking about, and man, he dives into it full tilt. And I'm like, I understand that was me, and I don't know if it's age or what, that you know, you learn that you just have to stick with it. Yeah, it's fun to chase the, you know, the shiny red ball,
Yeah.
but ultimately, in order to get good at something, you just got to do it day after day. I don't know. I always talk about the you know, you got to be willing to put in the reps
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what most people don't want to do. Is, you know, that's the people that are good. And
Yeah.
my dad used to, well, I mean, he still does, he talks about people that have it. You know, my dad was an athlete, I'm an athlete, and
Yeah.
or I, you know, was an athlete. But one of the things that you know, I always heard was, hey, that guy's got it. And it took me a long time to figure out what it was, and I kind of come to the conclusion that it is being willing to get out there and do it when everybody else says, well, this is stupid, or I don't want to do that. It's rainy, it's cold, it's whatever.
Yeah.
That's where you get good. And
Yeah.
you know, so yeah.
I agree with you 100%. There's a book I read, I think it was a bestseller at one point, called Mindset. And I read it like 10 years ago. And in that book, like UFD, I want Unicorn Fart Desk to be the Michael Jordan of meme coins, right? Or the Tiger Woods of meme coins, or the Lionel Messi of meme coins. in that book, it talked about all these great athletes and more than just athletes, business leaders, whatever. And it brought up a very important part that every one of those great athletes, Michael Jordan, Messi, any of them, one thing all their teammates always said about them is that they practiced harder and more than anybody else. They would stay after practice and shoot free throws for an hour when everybody else went away. Or they'd be out, kicking the soccer ball in the dark against a wall practicing. And that it's not just some magic thing that happens. Like you said, in a lot of ways is determination and putting in the reps, like you said, and not giving up. And, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. So, it's not, I think, and I'm as guilty of this as anybody. When I was younger, I thought, some people are just really good at things or they get really lucky. The reality is no, some people are willing to work harder. Sure. Maybe if you can combine working harder and practicing, and for me, maybe that's doing live streams or whatever I'm doing for UFD with smart strategy, you can do great things, no doubt.
Yeah, that's been one of the fun things to watch with my kids. They, yes, they have some skills in certain things, but when they set their mind to it, and my oldest is school's always been his thing. He's an academic person, and he's gifted with higher intelligence or whatever, but that doesn't
I can relate to that, so go ahead.
that wasn't what was going to carry him to the place that he has made it to. It's his willingness to I mean, he talk about organic chemistry, and I'm like, oh, that's mind-numbing. I can't believe that you enjoy this. But he talks about, oh, it's just a matter of sitting down and going over it and over it and over it. And I'm like, no, I wanted to get on my bicycle and go for a ride. I wasn't gonna look at that stuff. So, my daughter, she's a dancer. She loves to dance, and she's doing great things because she's willing to be there till last night. She didn't get home till 10 o'clock because she was at the studio for 3-4 hours. And and then my middle one, it's funny, his knowledge of computers and his skills in gaming and things like that. It's funny, we as parents, we want to pull our hair out. Oh my God, my kids spend so much time on games, but man, it's a great learning lesson for them that you put that time into playing Fortnite or whatever it is. You've gotten really good at it. You can apply that to so many things in your life. And so I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I think it demonstrates that if people are willing to put in the time and the effort and the heart, right? And I feel like with UFD, that's what we have. And you mentioned this earlier, right? Like a core group of people that really have invested their hearts into the project, right? And sure, we all have our organic families, jobs, other things, whatever. But we've also got this like UFD, and it really is a family. I don't like the word cult because cult, I read, means that people are told what to think, and I don't think any of us want to. And I know the word gets thrown around very loosely within crypto, so I don't care. Call us a cult if you want. It doesn't. I'm not like hung up on or anything, but there's a group of people who are, like you said earlier, willing to put in the reps, and man, I'll tell you what, Brandon. To me, it's real simple that if we continue to do what we're doing day in and day out, like we have staked our claim on the blockchain, right? We've got our 999 million beans coins that are on the blockchain. They're there. They will always be there. There can never be any more made. And that if day by day by day, just from a pure mathematical perspective, we all continue to show up, spread the word about UFD, But I think even as important, it also demonstrate and lead within the meme coin sector by example, that that good and fair can win, right? I mean, like we are a fair play token. We don't, nobody, you and everybody else and me have the exact same fair access to UFD, and it's not, and we're doing this, like I said earlier, I'm talking to somebody in the country of Texas right now, but we've got people all over the world. I mean, it's not just for us, like, oh, you've got Americans, or, you have to have a bank account, or you must have an account with Vanguard Investments, and then you can buy. No, it's like you basically need a phone. Like, there's no other that I can think of, and I've got a pretty deep financial background, like equal access opportunity to people all over the world, not just to get involved, I guess you could say financially, but to get involved from a community perspective as well, because of what you and I mean, look, you're 52, I'm 55. What we're doing right now, when I was 22, if you told me when I was 22 what I'd be doing at 55, I would have been like, what are you talking about? I'd be sitting in my basement with, a $25 webcam and 6 light bulbs and stuffed bears behind me, and we'd be talking to the world, building a cryptocurrency. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's crazy. It really is.
It's great, right? I mean,
I never would have thought of it. Even, I don't know, 10 years ago, this is mind blowing. So
yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, getting back to UFD and cryptocurrency in general, it really is. It's a supply and demand thing. It's crazy how simple all of this really is. And yes, we continue to accumulate, and at this point in time, the price is somewhat manipulated with a very small number of the beans. But eventually we continue to do our part, and we continue to show up, then eventually there's just not any more beans. It's the monopoly that you talk about that eventually people are, hey, I want this, and I'm willing to spend, today it's what, 1.3 cents. We're at 13 million. I don't know. I don't have my chart up. Okay. 13,599,000. Tomorrow, it could easily, people say, I'm willing to spend 2 cents on it. And the day after that, I'm willing to spend 3 cents on it. And it goes up quick. And so, I mean, I'm not here to shill UFD or cryptocurrency or anything else. It's just the way supply and demand works, and people want it, and they're willing to pay for it. So
the monopoly is real. I mean,
100%.
Look, Brandon's not I don't think you're a financial advisor. I can't speak.
I'm a real estate broker,
and I'm certainly not a financial advisor. But I can say, and I think you said it as well, like the monopoly is real. I like to think about it this way, and I'll try to tell this story as quickly as possible. If, let's say, I created Unicorn Fart Dust, and there's 999 million tokens available, period, never anymore. But if that were an island, right, a physical island, and I built the island, okay, boom, here I am on the blockchain, but it's an actual physical island. And you come, and you're the first guy that buys UFD. You're the first guy who buys. Well, you're a real estate broker. All right. Tell me if I'm wrong on this. You're the guy. You show up. You buy. You come visit. You're like, I like this Ron guy, and you buy some land on the island. And then hundreds of more people come to the island, and now literally thousands of more people come to the UFD island, and they're like, hey, I really enjoyed coming to visit here. I think I'm going to buy some land on that island, right? Well, sooner or later, right? But then there's some people who come and they're just renting an Airbnb and they're partying for the weekend, right? The extractors, the traders, whatever you want to call it, they come and go. But over time, right, day by day by day, year by year, as more people come to the island and say, I want to stay here and buy land, right? Eventually, there's not much land left that's available. And then I would think, and you're the real estate guru, so correct me if I'm wrong, But if there's, and you can't make the island bigger, right? Because we can't make any more beans. Eventually, if there's a constrained supply of land on UFD Island, that the value of the remaining land that's available would go up. Is that accurate?
100%. I mean, it's what we ran into here in the Metroplex. With when the interest rates went up, people didn't want to move because they didn't want to, move to a new place with higher interest rates. So they just sat in their house, and so you had fewer homes available.
Yeah.
You still had people moving here, and well, how do you get people to move out? Well, you offer them more money. Well, how do you get people to sell their beans? Well, you offer them more money, and that's how the system works.
Yeah. And before I forget, I want to give, I think Connector, our friend Connector, who lives on an island, is the one who had that original island analogy. I kind of took it as my own. And Connector is a great guy. So many great people. Brandon, what did I forget to ask you or talk about? Anything else you want to mention before we bid farewell to our fellow UFD dusters? Wait.
No.
Uh-oh. The boss just chimed in. She has a question. Hold on one second. Go ahead, Susie.
Brandon, would you play a song on one of your guitars sometime? If not now, maybe another time.
Maybe another time.
Okay. Yeah, she kind of put you on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Tell her, go ahead.
Those guitars, I mess around with it. I'm not very good with the guitar. Talk about practice. That's that's something that I haven't done enough of to even come close to feeling confident playing around somebody.
Yeah, I had a ukulele down here at one point. I don't know where it went. It's around somewhere. Well, we'll give you some time to practice. I do want to mention to everybody, we are having another IRL meetup, in real life meetup. It'll be during the MemeCon convention in Las Vegas on April 28th. And that'll be at the same time that the Bitcoin conference will be going on. The 28th is a Tuesday. That'll be the MemeCon conference. And then, okay. Oh yeah. Thank you, Susie. And then, the Bitcoin conference will be going on from Monday through Wednesday. I want to thank, MoonPay and Ledger for sponsoring Ron's Basement. MoonPay is, I think, the best on-ramp to get newbies into, into Unicorn Fart Dust. It was my on-ramp, my first transaction with crypto. And Ledger, I think, Brandon, did you just hold up a Ledger device there?
I did.
There you go, baby. Yeah.
I think I've got 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. Ledger, they are the crypto leader. Here's their newest device, the Nano Gen 5. But what's cool about Ledger is their new Ledger Wallet app is really allowing people to do everything that they need to do with crypto. Buy, sell, stake, swap. You can do it all now within the Ledger Wallet app, and that works in conjunction with the Ledger Signer devices. Safe, secure, and proven. And what else did I forget, Brandon? Anything? Thank you, Ledger and MoonPay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would like to say, before we wrap up, you don't need to have it all figured out to be part of the UFD community. Just show up, do one small thing, and do it with good intent. And man, that's how strong communities are built, and that's how we'll continue to grow, and we'll reach that beanopoly one day.
Yeah. And there is real value in community, right? I mean, actually last night I was thinking about you and thinking about things that we could talk about. And, one of the things I wrote down here that I guess I didn't touch on is, and you and I are about the same age, right? I mean, like when I first got in, before I got into crypto, I thought it was all unicorn fart dust. That's what I called crypto. There's a video going around from 3 years ago when I said silver is going to go to $85 and everything else is unicorn fart dust. But like, I had a real hard time understanding, like, how could there be value in a meme coin? Because I just thought, in my mind, it's a dog. I always thought a Doge or it's a cartoon character. And like, how could there be any value? And what I learned and what I continue to learn, and it evolves, is that, man, there is real value in communities that support these meme coins. And
Yes.
I was thinking last night, and I probably should have this better prepared, but I thought, like, it's like saying even the United States, it's like, because people say, well, what's a meme coin? Show me. It's, it's unicorn fart dust, right? That's what I would do. I'd sit down here and say, Bitcoin's unicorn fart dust. You can't give me my Bitcoin. Oh, there, I got it. But there is real value in intangible things where communities of people come together. And I even thought about the United States. I'm like, show me the United States, right? Well, the United States has symbols, right? We've got buildings, and it's not the exact same thing, but essentially it's a group of people that agree, like, here's our borders, here's what we believe in as a country. And it creates, a very powerful force. And I think maybe you could even say that about things like the Lions Club, or even maybe possibly religions to a certain degree. And I don't want to go there, but it's people coming together as a community that creates something that truly is real, that truly has power behind it. And I don't mean power I mean power in a good way, like good power. And it's super exciting. So, man,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
would like to say, why does anything have value? And I know we've talked about this, or this has been talked about, but everything has value because we believe it has value. And
Yeah.
that's the dollar, that's UFD, that's gold, that's Bitcoin. Yeah, it's silver. I mean, why does it have value? Because we believe it, and that's
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah,
so,
it's true. I mean, it is very true. And then, and I'll end with this. What makes me most excited about UFD is the depth of the belief, the depth, of the community bonds that have been created. Like, I consider you a friend. I was on with Vincent yesterday. I consider him a friend. I mean, there's so many people out there that I consider friends that I think consider me a friend, and that have friendships within each other as well, right? I mean, this like matrix of attachment in a good way that we have within UFD. And I think this is cool too about UFD, Brandon, is that I like UFD Corral's great community member. I was talking to him the other day, and this really hit me. So he told me why he came up with this name, UFD Corral, because like when we come together, right, when we put our horns on, when it's UFD time for people that are in this community, like there's always somebody in the corral. There's always people in the UFD Corral. And when we go in there, we set aside whatever little differences we may have, right? Like, I'm sure we have people in our community that are really conservative. We have people in our community that are really liberal, and different religions and different skin colors and different everything, right? Different countries. I mean, I was talking to Vincent yesterday, and that was the great example. I'm like, people in Europe are ticked off at the United States because we want to take over Greenland. I'm like, but you and I aren't arguing about that. We're in the corral together, right? And I don't really, I'm not a real political guy anyway, but it's like everybody kind of and how good it feels that when we are able to come together and set aside some of these things that I think what it shows is that the most important thing is the underlying sense of good that people in the world want to have together. So I rambled too
100%.
long. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. Well, hey, Ron, thank you, Susie, thank you to all the dusters, man, and y'all be amazing.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks, Brandon, and we'll be back tomorrow. Be good to yourself. That'll give you a foundation from which you can be good to other people, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.